This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black business and related news, strategy, and events.
And if you want to hit them with your R&B voice, you want to go low and deep, let's move in a little further and be like, well, when I was
when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall.
In the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call. Come on, man. Welcome back to Black Wall Street Today. I'm your host, Brian Owens, next to the inspiring and incomparable Blair Durham. And today on Black Wall Street Day, today we are diving into a crucial aspect of building a strong foundation of success. And that is our personal well-being and the health of our relationships.
That's right, Brian. We often focus on the show on those external aspects of success, but true strength, as you know, comes from within and through our connections with others. So we're thrilled to welcome Edward Fairley to our show, a licensed therapist and the visionary founder of the No Love Game. Wow. You're going to bring what I expect is a fresh and engaging approach to foster a deeper understanding and connection. So we are looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Yeah, Edward, thank you for coming today on Black Wall Street Today, and welcome. We are excited to dive into your work as both a therapist and the creator of this innovative game. Mm-hmm. So let's start right there. What inspired you to make this game? And for the listeners that are unfamiliar, what is this game?
Great question. So it's a simulation package like a board game. It looks like it for multiple reasons. One, no one wants to go to therapy. No one raises their hand and says,
wait, you mean people don't love therapy? Oh my gosh, I thought people loved like sitting on the couch and being poked and prodded about.
They don't like being vulnerable with a stranger?
Are you kidding
at
me?
all. Not at all.
They don't want to talk about things that are painful?
Exactly.
You're
exactly.
Kidding me, man.
So what I've done is I've packaged it. I packaged it the way that they enjoy to interact, which is through a board game. But the first roll of the die, you realize this is not a board game. But what makes it safe, and what we call it is, it's the first relationship flight simulator. So we all know that pilots don't have to learn how to fly by crashing real planes.
Thank God.
Exactly. So now, thank God, couples and people don't have to learn how to make their relationship soar by crashing into real divorces. So now they get to play and interact and kind of take a journey through a narrative that they're experiencing to indirectly see themselves and then self-correct because the counsel is embedded in the actual simulation. Now, we all know that the first step in a 12-step program is to realize that you have a problem. So when that landing space or that card makes you feel uncomfortable, that's you saying that you have that problem. Wow. But it also has the solution and the rooted cause of that problem embedded in the simulation. So you don't have to say, that's my problem. You don't have to confess. You don't have to share, but you can get the solution to the problem inside the simulation so that you don't have to deal with that problem outside of it anymore.
Wow. So not even a game, a relationship
simulation. That is accurate. Yes,
I appreciate that because that's a key distinction, right? So, and I feel like you just kind of started to explain some of the mechanics of the simulation, but how does it facilitate those deeper conversations that may still need to happen with the significant other? Maybe not with the stranger, but maybe just with the, or do we find that because of the game, the truth is just evident and then there's no need for conversation at all? Or what would you say happens from there?
No, that's a wonderful question. So the answer to that is what I've actually had as testimonials is it actually acts as your voice on your behalf.
Okay.
So you can't say that without getting pushback from your partner. But if the game says it, it said it for you so that they can hear. So the biggest thing that I love about this, it really, really touches me, is every single one of my testimonials is or are, I saw myself, what it is that I was doing wrong, what I contributed to the relationships breaking down or the actual, because it always makes you reflect your past, your current, and it forces you to see yourself. Whereas typical counseling or a book will make you say, see, my husband doesn't understand my relationship language or my love language or what have you. And it's pointing to what they need to do to fix it. But if you say it's me, then you can fix it because you can't make someone change. So when you start to see yourself and what you're contributing to the issue and you start to fix that because love goes first, typically we're waiting on, how many times have you heard someone say, well, if she starts doing this, then I'll start doing this. If he starts doing
It's
this,
always
then
exactly. Yeah.
So when you are able to see what you're doing and then you start correcting that, that actually helps them or inspires them to start doing what it is that you would prefer. So it's
sounds like brilliance, Brian.
Thank you. So it is allowing for you to see yourself because we never see ourselves. Let's think about it. You have never seen you. You have to trust the reflection of you through a picture or a mirror or what have you. That's why it's so easy for us to be able to say, well, he needs to do this and he'll fix it. We can fix other people's problems, but we don't see ourselves. The only time, unless you're very vague or not vague, you're into yourself and you're looking at pictures and stuff all the time. Vain is the word I was looking for. So if you're always looking at yourself, that's when you see you. But even then, you're looking at something external. Yeah. And this is to get rid of the external things that we try to fix to make things right. And it attracts or attacks rather the being of the person. Because I can tell you what to do, but if it comes from a being that's tainted, or that's not good or toxic, then it's not going to resolve the issue. So I can teach a monkey or a parrot to do these things, but that does not make them empathetic. So this focuses on the core of you. If I can get love in you, it's going to give you fruit of love because we can sense when someone's being phony or not being real or authentic. So I'll put a period there because I'll go on a tangent.
Sounds good.
That's incredible. So because this game is a simulator that takes some of the similar strategies that a therapist would use, right? You're a relationship counselor. You're kind of putting yourself out of business with this simulation. Why did you feel the need to do that? And how did your experience at being a relationship counselor inform how you created the game?
I apologize, I'm laughing because
that was a strong chuckle too.
My answer is going to make people feel uncomfortable, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna start by saying you can't have a business if you have to be there. You don't have a business if you have to be there. You're self-employed. You are a high-paid employee.
It's funny because I met Edward Fairley at Cash Flow game night.
That's exactly right.
Right. So we were playing Cash Flow, but he also had
that is accurate.
Well, let's call it a simulation.
That's exactly right.
Cash Flow, oh goodness. But he had his game and he was developing it. And we were learning about the quadrants, the cash flow
That's
quadrants,
exactly
right?
Yeah.
And so, you don't have a business if you have to.
So to imply that I'm putting myself out of business because I take myself out of business is contradictory. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. So you're firing yourself to start a business.
Exactly. Not to mention, I'm duplicating myself to have a successful business. I've been successful with one-on-one. Now I've taken my brain and put it in a simulation so that I can be omnipresent.
Wow.
For other people to get the same counsel that those who were with me one-on-one.
You figured out how to scale yourself.
Most certainly.
It's a scaling.
Exactly.
Were you inspired by Robert Kiyosaki's
game most certainly. So
in that game, that simulation is
So the simulation is patent pending. We used his patent as the foundation of it. In the cash flow, the actual objective is to get out of the rat race. In my simulation, there's 3 rat races that you have to get out of: dating, relationship, and marriage. Because the ultimate goal isn't to be married. That's why marriages are failed. The ultimate goal is to get out of marriage into this awareness of love. No love. That's why the slogan of my company is from no love, N-O love, to no love, K-N-O-W love. So we're getting you to that place where you become the expert to where this mess that typically is considered snares that would actually cause a relationship to fail, they don't work on you because you can see the mess from miles away that's trying to sabotage your relationship, and you address it accordingly. So we use that and we show the difference because in the cash flow, you don't descend. Of course, in relationships, you break up, you get divorced, and things of that nature. So exactly. So in this, you actually descend, and ultimately, that's what made it so much different from theirs. And there's no control, so you can be strategic about cash flow. This is a narrative that you happen to be inside that causes you to see yourself because of what you experienced through the actual simulation.
Right. So you're not building wealth or anything like that.
Not at all.
I get what you're saying.
You're indirectly, you're building a wealth of information and knowledge on the thing called love that you can take outside of the simulation, but you can't strategize in the simulation. You can take what the simulation gave you to strategize outside of it.
So folks may be wondering, like, okay, well, why are we having this conversation right now? This is Black Wall Street today. I get, okay, relationships are important. Does the game have relevance, the simulation have relevance for any other relationship?
I love that question. So first, I'll premise it with this. One of my biggest evangelists and one of my top clients and success stories forced me, because she worked for NASA at the time, to use the concepts that are used in this simulation to change the jargon so that she could hire me to work in NASA to help them with their management to employee issues that they were having. Wow. They were having poor communication issues and morale issues. So they hired me to assist with that, but she had me repackage it so that it doesn't look like a relationship thing. But she knew that the core concepts were assisting her in her respective career as well as at her home. So I was able to easily just change the terminology to maneuver it into the corporate America, the corporate world, so that they would be able to succeed at the relationships of the actual business environment.
That's dope.
So
a lot of implications outside.
Most certainly.
So you got friendships, I would take it to, maybe.
So that's where I was headed.
Family relationships.
That's perfect. That's why my company is called No Love. It's not no marriage. It's not no relationship. It's not no dating. It's no love. And remember, I shared the objective of the simulation in itself is to go from no love, NOLOVE, single, which it literally says that, to no love, KNOW. It's not to get to marriage. It's to get to an awareness. It's then that you can realize if someone's being respectful and you can choose accordingly. It's then that you can tell if someone is being manipulative or your communication skills are not good because of philosophies or things that you've learned through culture cause you to assume things incorrectly or what have you, but it gives you the tools to be more strategic about how you verify if that is the case or not. So all of these things, you have no choice but to become. Again, it's be, do, have. Once you become something, then you'll start to do certain things, which allows you to have, as opposed to me tell you to do, you do, and you're wondering why it doesn't work, because the core of you did not allow for it to work, because you're coming from a manipulative place as opposed to a loving place.
Love that. Let's go.
Wow. So it seems like you said the simulation is going to help give people the tools. So with that, it's going to be introducing folks to a lot of therapeutic concepts that maybe they didn't run into because of the stigma around therapy, or like you were saying earlier, just the discomfort of being completely vulnerable with a stranger. What do you think are the implications of that? Does that maybe replace the need for a therapist? Does that make it easier to go to a therapist? Does that open me up to maybe getting some therapeutic literature? What's the follow through now that these things are introduced?
That's wonderful. I'd say the answer to that is both. So there's actually therapists that have adopted it to help in what it is that they do, because it's like pulling teeth. So when I started, I was renting this out, and that's how this was actually birthed. I didn't really get to explain that. So as a counselor or coach, there's 4 hurdles that you have to jump through when you're dealing with people that are in relationships. 1, people don't want to tell you their business. Surprise.
Yeah.
2, if they do tell you what's going on, they don't tell you everything. Now, let's think about that from a physician standpoint. If I prescribe you medication and you omit something, that could drastically change the prescription. Matter of fact, I could kill you from what I prescribe.
Those are life and death implications.
And I thought about that. I absolutely know that they're omitting stuff, yet I'm giving them prescriptions to what it is that they're sharing with me. I could literally be killing their relationship because of what I prescribe. That scared me to death. So that's the second. Third is the first person has the opportunity for correction or growth. They feel like they're being double teamed and they don't want to play anymore. And then lastly, which that makes the last one even worse, the opposite sex of the counselor subconsciously assumes that the same sex counselor is going to be biased towards the same sex. So if that person or the opposite sex is the first person that has the opportunity for correction or growth, is told that they have an opportunity for correction or growth, it only affirms the assumptive bias. I knew he was going to take your side. He's a man. I knew she was going to take your side. She's a woman. So I had taken 2 years off of my coaching and counseling, and I put everything into the simulation. So when I came back, when I would present them the simulation, they would play that, and I would counsel on what the simulation said at the end of the session, never asking them their business, never telling them what they need to do, or even knowing what's going on. And then they had to go home and fix it themselves if they needed to, because the counseling came through the simulation. If that card, as I shared earlier, made you feel uncomfortable, that's you saying you have a problem, not me. I didn't even know that was your problem. Your name is not on there. I don't have anything up here. So if that made you feel uncomfortable and I went into that, you can't say that it was gender bias. There's nothing gender about that. Specific about that specific card or landing space. So that is you just having to see yourself and deal with you. And then you go from there. So.
Wow.
That's like a whole nother mic drop.
Yeah.
It's probably been 7 or 8 of them.
And you've gotten to witness those aha moments live.
Oh my goodness, it's so fulfilling.
Wow.
I bet it is. So I think I am wondering, beyond the game, beyond the simulation, what are some practical suggestions or recommendations that you could make just from what you learned that could help couples who say, I'm not going to get the simulation right now, but I sure could use some help in my current situation.
Perfect. So
any couple things you would share?
Couple things. One, this is a product of a book. So my first book that I wrote was called,
start with the book,
exactly,
and then step up into the tool.
My first book was called The Handbook for Increasing Your Relationship IQ.
Nice.
It is the foundational things to where once you get to the simulation status, you'll say, oh, that's why this is called this. That's what this is. And it allows for you to understand the undertone of the actual simulation.
Cool.
Second, I have a podcast. It's called the No Love Podcast. So people go there and they receive information and they take the information from there. I get a lot of calls. I'm glad you said that. That helped me. Oh, when you said that, that really, I literally had a call yesterday. She said that I gotta call my husband and I gotta apologize. That was definitely me. I do that. So you can get a lot of it's at least 60 episodes on that. And we're talking, the shows are an hour. So we have 60, 70 hours of content there. You can gather the information there and you can reach out to me. I don't have a problem with conversing, talking.
You mean you're reachable?
Oh yeah, I am
accessible.
I'm accessible. Yes,
Love
most
it.
certainly. Yes. So because there's a lot of skeptics, especially coming from an educational background where most people are. We're told that because you've done this and got this degree, you are worth this amount of money. So then we go and we're trying to apply to get employment and we're like, they're saying they're trying to pay me this. I'm not going. Whereas I know, and I think you all know as entrepreneurs, that actually you need to show your value and then you'll get paid. So I'm okay. Come on. How can I say that you need to date first properly and then get into the relationship or marriage, and then I don't date you first and say that you need to pay me or marry me when it comes to this whole simulation or book concept. I'd be a hypocrite. So my process is the same. So relationship is everywhere. As you can see, I can correlate it with any and everything. So, but yeah, let's start the relationship. Let's date. Contact me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. Let's date.
Before I go into the next question, please let them know exactly how they can contact you.
Okay, perfect. So you can go to noloveinc.com. That's KNOW, Love Inc. Inc.com. I have No Love Inc. as all of my tags for IG, for TikTok, and my Facebook. I have a No Love Inc. Facebook page, but I also have just my regular page, which is Edward LeVar, Levar Fairley, and my LinkedIn is Edward Fairley. Yeah.
Awesome. So it seems that the game is going to help us develop our emotional intelligence. And one way that it does that, as you said, it makes us aware of our own discomforts. How else does the game help us develop emotional intelligence when it comes to dealing with others?
You mind elaborating on what you mean by dealing with others?
Yeah, so
I want to answer
not
you accurately.
just being aware of myself, but also being more aware of my partner, being more responsive, how we can get back on the same team if I feel like we're not on the same team anymore. Does it also help that area as well? And if so, how?
All right, that's a wonderful question. So, all right, so that's how the no love triangle works. That's the whole point of the actual simulation. If you learn how to be a student of yourself, you've learned how to be a student of other people. So it's to teach you how to navigate why you feel, think, and move the way that you do. And once you master learning how to do that for yourself, then it teaches you to use that approach with your mate and those that you're interacting with, because now you've mastered it. Now you know why you do it. So now I can use the same tools that I use to learn why I do it and why I'm wired the way that I am. And I can start asking the proper questions to you that I asked myself to figure out why you are and why you maneuver the way that you are. So that's kind of where I subscribe to the love languages, but I don't at the same time, because it's identifying why or how you're wired a certain way. So once you master knowing how to do that for yourself, which is why it's no love, once you know how to know love for yourself, then that can bleed over to other people. The problem is we're trying to find love from other people, and we have yet to find love and happiness in ourselves. So once you get it with you, it will bleed over to the other relationships. So you would do the same exact thing that you did for yourself for the other person.
That right there, that's scripture too.
Yes,
we love
exactly.
others as we love ourselves,
yeah.
right? But we have to
exactly.
So let's take it to a broader context. I think about our community, right? There's some challenges there.
Oh yeah.
There's some real challenges there. And it's almost, I think, something you said earlier about how we can't see ourselves as individuals. We may not even be able to see how we're perpetuating some of these challenges in our community.
That's accurate.
Right? That contribute to like that negative experience that we, I don't know, seem to have a codependency with to some degree. It's weird, right? Yeah. Got a little bit of a psychology background as well.
Okay, got it.
So what's your thought there about how this game, the simulation, translates more broadly in terms of our community? It seems like it'd be natural, it's gonna be organic.
No, that's great.
But you understand what I'm asking?
Most certainly. So that's the thing. That's what I love about this thing called love. It's universal. It's not cultural. So, and I'll premise it like this. One of the best testimonials, I'll probably even cry once I start thinking about it, is, I tell people this: if you want the truth, the honesty about anything that you create or do, there's 3 categories of people that you can ask. You can ask children. You can ask people that are 75 and older.
Oh yeah.
And you can ask people who are on a spectrum. They're autistic.
Yes.
One of my recent testimonials was with an autistic couple who purchased the simulation or experienced the simulation. And I got frame by frame audio responses that were live from their experience. And the takeaways were amazing. One of the biggest takeaways, well, first and foremost, the husband said, I have to surrender to the narrative of this. He said, when I play games, I typically have to strategize on how to beat someone else. He said, but his words were, I have to figure out how to beat the enemy, figure out how to conquer the enemy. He said, but in this, I am the enemy. Mm. So I can't strategize on how to beat myself. I have to learn how to see myself so that I can beat the self that I am outside of the simulation. Mm. I was like, he gets it.
He gets it. Mm-hmm.
He gets it.
Yeah.
And then his wife, on the other hand, she says, because she landed on a space that really triggered her. And the space was, you treat your mate the way that you want to be treated. Lose 2 turns. First, everyone was taken aback by it, but then they read the card, because the landing spaces will cause you to question, because like, this is not what I was taught. You said earlier, treat your neighbor as yourself. I'll go into that in a moment. So that kind of suggests the same thing. Treat the mate the way you want to be treated. Then she read the card, which is more elaborative, and it tells you why that's not a good idea and why you lost 2 turns. But she did not look like everyone else when she landed on that space. And she said, I am so glad that he's teaching this. Mm. Because when I was a kid, I didn't have any friends because I was taught to treat people the way that I wanted to be treated. Mm-hmm. I don't like to look people in their eyes. I don't like people to look me in my eyes. So I didn't. When someone tells me that they're upset and they don't want to talk right now, I believe them and I backed off and I did not speak to them. I don't like to act when it is that you ask me a question. I'm going to tell you the truth. How you feel about it, you asked me the question. I'm just going to be honest. She said, that's how I treated people. And it caused me to not have friends. And I knew that that's not how people want to be treated. So I got so frustrated and upset growing up because people started rejecting me because I was treating them the way that I wanted to be treated. Mm-hmm. And that does not work. I'm glad he knows that that does not work and that he's teaching people that you should not do that. You should ask them how they want to be treated and treat them as such. So I'll give a scenario so that you can understand what that means conceptually in the simulation. When I first got married to my wife, I thought the same thing. Treat your mate the way you want to be treated. Treat your neighbor the way that you want to be treated or what have you. And I'll go into scripturally how that was meant to be received, but we'll get there. So when I first got married, we at the beginning of the marriage, when it comes to me getting sick, I don't like to be bothered. I will take some meds and I will wrap myself in the thickest blanket. I'll put on probably about 3 layers and sweat that mess out. I know how to make my own soup. I know how to get my own juice. I know how to get my own crackers or what have you. I know how to nurse myself back to health. And I don't need your assistance, nor do I want it. I want to be left alone to go through my 24-hour process that gets me right. So when I got married and I got sick, I started doing the same thing. And my wife, do you know what she would do? Come in the room and wake me up. Are you okay? Well, I was okay until you woke me up. Do you need anything? Want me to get you some soup or some crackers? And I know how to make. If I needed some or wanted some soup and crackers and stuff, I would do that or what have you. And then she would even send the kids in the room. Go check on your dad. Go wake your dad. And I'm like, I live in a house full of some very inconsiderate individuals. What is wrong with them? And I'm upset to myself. I didn't say it out loud, but these are the things that I'm thinking. And then time changes, she gets sick. I'm considerate. So guess what I don't do? I do not go. Don't go in that room with your mother. Don't go messing with her. Don't wake her up. Let her rest. Let her get herself together. Did I ask her, did she need some juice or some soup? No, I did not. And guess what she thought? He is the most inconsiderate and rude individual. And I said, again, I added the kids to it. Don't go in there bothering your mom. You know she's sick. And I don't like germs. Y'all mess around, get sick. We're all getting sick. Ew, get away. Don't go Lysol everything. So my wife thought that I was inconsiderate. So what I had to learn as I troubleshot relationships and marriage is that what she was doing was showing me what she wanted me to do. Though I did not want that to be what I wanted, I had to acknowledge that to give it to her. And then teach her not to do it for me, but then tell her what I needed when I got sick. Treat her the way she wants to be treated, and then teach her how I need and want to be treated. And we accommodate each other and we both feel loved.
That's important.
That is so powerful. That's such a powerful explanation of that. Now, this is Black Wall Street today. So as we wrap here, tell us about the future of the business No Love. We've talked about the impact it's going to have on people and their relationships, but let's jump back into a business mode. What is the future of No Love Inc.? Where do you see it going?
Ooh, I've never shared this with anyone.
You heard it here first.
An exclusive.
Exactly. So where No Love is headed? Well, right now we are pivoting to make it a app again. And it will be downloadable and more accessible because it'd be like $5.99 for the download as opposed to the price for the simulation. So that's one thing. But then we're going to build a dating app around the actual simulation. So what will happen is you'll join the actual dating site and you will be surveyed, which is basically another nice way of saying tested, to see where your relationship IQ lands. There'll be 3 tiers. There'll be first tier, second tier, third tier. Where your IQ lands. So let's say your IQ lands pretty low. You'll start on the lowest tier, first tier. And in that tier,
you can't date.
You cannot date. You can't see anyone.
I didn't see that coming.
You saw 99% of issues
you can't
right there. You may not
see
at tier 1.
You can't even see the people. You can see names.
All you can do is play the simulation.
And you can communicate in a group discussion.
Yes.
And that's how you all communicate. And you play the simulation, and then you get to test again after 3. We haven't determined how many times you play the simulation. So after you play the simulation, you get to test again to see if your IQ has increased. If your IQ increased, and let's say it brought you to the second tier, now you can see the silhouette of people.
Not the silhouette.
You can see their age
you
range.
You can know that people exist.
Area. Yep. You can see the area because you're not supposed to be dating with physicalities in mind in the first place. You're supposed to be looking for morals, principles, and values. And then that will assist in sustaining the relationship. And typically, just as a reflex, your attraction to physicality is going to make you even consider if they match the morals, principles, and values. So I don't need to teach that.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to silhouette of the people. You still cannot have indirect. So you can't put numbers or anything like that inside the second tier. You can have group discussions again. Again, you play the simulation multiple times, and then you can retest to see if your IQ has increased. If you increase to where you can get to the third tier, now you can see everyone's face in the third tier. You all can communicate or what have you. And if you get your IQ to a certain place, now you can actually have direct conversation and back and forth or what have you. And then from there, it will, after you play the simulation more, it will unlock a vault so that you can FaceTime. There's no catfishing. So now you can see if they really look like the picture and things of that nature, and if you feel comfortable through the interaction or what have you, and then you all can move from there. So this is my thought process. I meet you, I'm attracted to you. Hey, can I get your number or what have you? Well, if you're interested, you can meet me at No Love. And then you go there. So indirectly, you can tell someone they're not on your level because when they go there, they have to survey and actually get into this actual community to see if they can find you there, because that's where you told them they can find you. But even though they're not on your level initially, they can get there, but they have to do the work. So now when you're picking from the third tier, you're picking from people who are like-minded. Their approach is the same. So I've literally created common sense. And then you're choosing someone that has the same philosophies and approach to relationship. And we specialize in the retention, not getting you together.
Wow. So for our listeners who have complained about the dating pool, Edward Fairley is looking to filter the dating pool for you.
And then from there, as we prove through that model, then I'll work on licensing it to other dating streams or what have you. But I definitely want to get into school systems as well. So we're working on software to get to the school systems like colleges and high schools and things of that nature. But that's where No Love.
Wow.
Tell us again where we can find you. Give us those socials as we wrap.
Yes. Edward Lavar, Levar, Fairley. That's F as in Frank, Airley. So, and then that's Facebook. I apologize. Then you have Edward Fairley on LinkedIn, and you have No Love Inc. on everything else. So Facebook page is No Love Inc. KNOWLOVE Inc. For Facebook, IG, and TikTok.
Where do they go to buy the simulation?
You can go to No Love Inc. to buy the simulation. You can go noloveinc.com. I apologize. And you can go anywhere to buy the book, the handbook for increasing your relationship IQ. And as I shared, you can reach out to me. Those who are local, they don't have to pay shipping. So noloveinc.com, there is going to automatically add shipping. So if you reach out to me in your local in the Hampton Roads area, 757, I will just send you an invoice to where it does not have the shipping and literally meet up with you. I'll drive to you, meet up with you, and hand you your No Love simulation.
We love that. This has been incredible. Edward, thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
I appreciate it.
This feels like a game-changing.
First of all, I got to say,
work.
If it wasn't for y'all, the work would not be able to move the way that it's moving right now. You all helped me to, and this is Black brand B Force, like you two, I am forever indebted to, because of what you all have allowed for me to see and get clarity on where I wanted to or needed to go with what it is that I created. And it allows for me to assist with the community just like you all are doing. So I wish I could do what it is that you all are doing, but this is my piece to
we
assist
need you to do
what it is exactly.
We got this.
So I appreciate
because we need that.
the lane that I'm in that can assist in the lanes that you all are like killing it in. And I truly think that you all are invaluable. I really appreciate what you all are doing. I'm inspired every time I see what it is that you all are doing. So thank you all.
Wow. Thank you.
Isn't that mutual?
You for saying that. Yeah, absolutely. We're so inspired by you. And we need you to be in that lane because Blair and I are not going to fix your marriage. If you have a business and you'd like to scale, come see us.
To have a conversation.
But we are not going to help fix your relationship.
You're going to go to Edward. You're going to go to Edward Lavar with an A, Fairley with an E.
You're going to go to noloveinc.com.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Hey, thank you all so much for tuning in to today's show. Black Wall Street Today, where we're building minds, we're building connections, we're forging the path ahead toward business success in the Black community.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of Black Wall Street Today.
Thank you for your minds and time. Peace.
Peace.
That was good, man. That was fun too. That was good and fun.
I enjoyed that.